What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 71 of the My Parents Office podcast. I am your host, Andrew Diaz. We are taping this on Sunday, so happy Mother's Day to all the MPO moms that listen to this. I want to give a special shout out to my mom. Been super supportive through all of the podcasts, through everything I do. So I can't thank her enough. I know she's a couple episodes behind, but love you, mom. Thank you for listening. But I've got Brett here. We're gonna do our state of the office. Brett's back for I did two state of the offices on my own, revolving just around the draft. But I've got Brett back, so I'm excited for that. Brett, what's going on?
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I love it.
What'd you get?
So my dad and I did a combination. Like we combine our present. We got her an Apple Watch, scarf. So the Apple Watch is like the one big thing that we got her. Like some gift cards, some seltzers that she likes, stuff like that. But the Apple Watch is the big one. But yeah, we were able to sneak around and get that for her. So that was definitely good. What about you?
I got like a couple small. She doesn't like stuff. That's why around Christmas
Right.
I feel like I guess 70% food and candy and shit and gift cards. So I got a couple little small jewelry things. Got a gift card, and then that new Nestle place that opened up in Avon. I got a big
Oh yeah.
cookie cake that said like Happy Mother's Day.
That's awesome. I love that. But yeah, buying gifts for your mom has got to be like, but getting gifts for like mom or dad's got to be tough because like at least with mine, they're always like, I don't want anything, I don't want anything. So you kind of have to go out on a limb and guess like what's something good that they'll want. But the Apple Watch seemed like a big hit this year, so that was definitely huge.
That's good.
Um, we had Canelo win this weekend in boxing.
Did you watch?
Did you? I did. I watched. So I saw the highlights from the fight, but I did see that he won.
I watched it.
I I saw all like the pregame stuff or like the pre-fight stuff, like when Canelo was talking trash, like in the lobby. Like I saw all those videos, which was awesome.
Well, he was pretty much responding to the trash talk.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, Saunders was kind of being a bitch, not gonna lie. No, not even him. It was more just like his guys. Well, a
They
combination.
were like, grow some balls, grow some balls. And Canelo turned around,
Yeah.
he's like, you're a pussy.
Yeah, he's also like, it's kind of annoying when he speaks. This is gonna sound weird. It's kind of annoying when he speaks Spanish in his post.
Oh, he was like he was trash talking him in Spanish too.
But he knows English. He's also the least Mexican-looking Mexican.
Whoa. No, who? Wait, are you talking about Canelo?
Yeah, he looks like he would be.
Oh, he looks Irish.
No, he's from Mexico.
I'm saying he looks Irish though. Like he's got
Yeah, it
the
looks like
red beard.
McGregor's stepbrother.
Yeah. It's weird, like because I think Mexico's the last region you'd expect him to be fighting from. But yeah, he's awesome. I mean, the highlights I saw of him, he looked
He's
really,
good.
really good.
Yeah, I'm finally getting really into boxing, so I watched a lot of stuff on him. Diaz, what does Canelo mean?
Canelo. Ooh, in Spanish.
I
Um,
just know it means something. Don't look it up.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I have no clue.
Cinnamon.
So Cinnamon Alvarez is who was fighting this weekend.
Well, his name's Saul.
Who's Canelo's is?
Canelo's a nickname.
Oh, I thought that was his real name. Oh, Jesus.
We are learning a lot in my parents' office today.
I just see who's boxing. I knew Canelo was like a big name for boxing. I saw he was fighting. I thought that was cool. I didn't even know that wasn't his real name. That's actually disappointing for me, learning that isn't his name. I'm kind of bummed out that Canelo is not his real name.
Maybe I was kidding.
I hope you were.
No, I'm not. All right. So speaking around that same sport, gotcha hat. What do you think about that? Regarding the stupid.
Oh yeah! Wow. So we texted about that a little bit. So I watched the longer video you sent me, and because initially I thought when they were like face to face and he snatched his hat, them talking trash to each other felt wicked scripted. Like it
Still
didn't
could
look
be.
real, but then Right, but then I watched the longer video and it looked less fake. But I mean, I think Floyd is going to kill him. Like, I actually think he's going to murder him in the ring. I don't think it's going to be a competition.
It, it was a bad look for Floyd with how much success he's had in boxing. It was a very bad look for him to be saying like 50 times, "I will kill you." For someone that has like as much as a celebrity status as him, saying death threats with 50 cameras, probably not the smartest move. I'm not saying that he was being legit, but people like
Askren
Jake.
said the same thing. I mean, but Askren
No,
did say,
he's.
"I'm going to, I would commit a homicide on you."
Yeah, I will.
It was a very odd phrasing of
I
the
love
word.
it.
He's like, it was so because he's sitting there. He's got like his legs crossed, his arms crossed. He's like, if I wanted to, I would commit a homicide on you. And I was
I
like,
love it.
oh, it's so weird, but kind of funny at the same time.
It was intentional. It's very Askren.
It was very Askren, but I mean, getting your hat snatched is embarrassing. Like, I don't care who you are, what level fighter you are. Like, honestly, like I said, it doesn't matter who you are. Getting your hat snatched overall is an embarrassing thing, especially for the guy that is taking your hat to say, "I say got your hat," which is
And
very
on
tough
top
to
of
recover
him,
from.
what?
I said it's very tough to recover from.
He also two things. It was very smart that he started selling gotcha hats after the fact. Merchandise available on Jake Paul's Instagram. No plug.
Whoa, no free shout outs. No free shout outs.
Sorry. Second, never mind the hat. As Jake Paul, for someone that's supposedly trying to get into boxing seriously, taking a hat or doing something dumb like that, it's not cool to like physically disrespect one of like the best people, one of the best athletes in a sport you're trying to get into.
So I agree with that, but I also I disagree with the aspect that that's I guess how, and I don't like the Paul brothers, but I think that's how
I actually do somehow.
Yes, but like that's how they act overall. Like, I honestly, when he snatches hat, you were surprised, but you're like, well, that's him. I understand it. Honestly, if he didn't pull some antics like that, you would kind of be shocked. So
But that's
him
why
doing that and like if he went out and like was a full on respect mode to Floyd, it would be weird.
But that's why I included the word physical disrespect. I think it's more okay to like trash talk because that is part of the sport to promote the event for Logan or Jake or whoever. There's a reason that his fight with Ben Askren, I think, was like the 10th highest pay-per-view buys in boxing history.
Which is crazy for how bad it was.
Dumb, stupid. It shouldn't even be in that conversation because it was not a boxing event. It was a concert, a slap competition, and a couple fights done between them.
And the fights to hit the back burner and that. And like we've talked about it in multiple episodes about how bad Triller absolutely boxed that.
I don't want to.
4 hours of concerts and like less than an hour of actual fights. It was awful.
Yeah, I don't want to continue bashing them because I don't want to keep saying the name. That stupid company. The only thing I will say that's been in the news for like a week and a half now is everyone knows streaming nowadays and pay-per-views and internet, and almost every big pay-per-view, there's such a high percentage of people that stream it illegally. Dana White has come out and like talked about it a bunch. He hates it. Triller didn't want to say it, but I said it. Triller has come out and they've been bitching for about a week and a half now, saying that illegal streamers have caused about like over $1 million in damages and $50 million has been stolen from us. Like Dana has criticized it and he's talked shit about the illegal streaming, but Triller just sounds like a whiny little baby about it. Like,
well, yeah, because Dana actually deals with it literally week after week.
Yeah,
they're the biggest fighting organization in the entire world. So for Dana to bitch about it, I do get it. I mean, he's trying to run a business, and he's running his business about as clean cut as it comes. And for him to get mad about the streaming, I understand. For Triller to get mad about it after one big event that they completely, like, I keep using the word, they botched it. I mean, that I hate hearing them bitch about it.
Okay, I'm gonna correct saying, like, I understand anybody bitching about it because you're putting out a service that you expect people to pay, but at the same time, don't say you're gonna try to sue whoever is illegal streaming it for $150,000, because if you think you can do that each individual streamer, you don't think Dana White and the UFC would have figured that out by now? Or
yeah,
I don't really care who else, but like, don't
well,
come
the bigger like Bellator and UFC, you would have expected at this
sure,
point
don't
to
come
have
out.
figured it out.
Yeah, don't come out all big and scary, all big and bad with your Justin Bieber concerts, thinking you're gonna scare everyone, and it's so ridiculous, man.
It's just annoying hearing them talk about that because, like, we keep saying it, like, UFC's been around a lot longer, Bellator's been around a lot longer, boxing pay-per-view has been around a lot longer, and now Triller's hopping in where it's like, hey, we're experiencing it. Look at us. We're gonna try and sue everybody, but it's like that's just not realistic. If the two biggest, probably Bellator, I'd say Bellator and UFC are probably two of the biggest fighting companies in the world. I mean, UFC definitely is, but for them to not have a, yeah, but for like but even for like normal boxing to not have a solution yet, Triller just sounds dumb the way they're coming at it.
All right, so since I'm on this episode, we know I'm gonna fighting a little bit. Some stuff I want your opinions on. Have you heard about Galactic Combat yet?
No, it sounds cool though.
All right, save that thought.
Okay.
It's like there's this company called Space 11 or something like that, and their plan is to get 40 of the best fighters around the world, and then that 40, they're gonna put them through a bunch of like low gravity drills and competitions to narrow that down to 8. And they're gonna ship 8 people to space, supposedly, and those 8 people fight one time around the Earth, or something like that. Like they're gonna be up there for like 90 minutes, fighting in zero gravity, and I guess the winner is King of the Galaxy. I don't know, but
that's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty dope.
Yes, can you fight somebody underwater? Can you throw a punch underwater?
No.
I don't want. Yeah,
like wicked slow. Like you're trying to like. It's actually this could either be the worst or best. It's either gonna be comedically bad or actually like kind of good.
No, I'm gonna spoil it for
it's
you. It's gonna be comedically bad.
I was just gonna say that. I think it's gonna fall right under the comedically bad category, where you're gonna see guys trying to like swim through the air, throwing like kicks and punches. Because even if you get punched, it's not going to do anything, I feel like. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I honestly don't want to get punched in space or in low gravity. But I mean, I don't think a punch or a kick is really going to affect somebody.
It's one of the dumbest things I ever heard. Like,
I'm curious as to how it's gonna pan out though.
And I wish I was kidding. Like, I wish it was like a joke article on April 1st. Like, it's legit on multiple MMA news websites. Like, legitimately.
So is it MMA? It's like 40 MMA fighters are going to try to qualify for it?
Correct.
Okay.
Which, honestly, it should be just 40 people. Like, I don't think there's any difference between a Conor McGregor and Mel Gibson fighting in space. Like,
that would actually be. Who would be your 8? Give me 8 actors. Give me 8 celebrities you'd want to see in space. Or give me five. Like, it's just a 5-person death match up in space. Who are the 5 people? Random celebrities.
Oh, we have to go back and forth.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
Seth Rogen. No, my bad. I meant, Seth Rogen. I meant, yeah.
OJ.
Okay. Michael Cera.
That would actually be pretty funny. I'm trying to think.
OJ Simpson still run? And what is the equivalent of running in space?
Well, see, he'd be okay though. I mean, he's older. He did some time. I think he'd be okay in space
You're
because
gonna have
even
a
if you throw
shit
a
in
young
space.
if you throw a young athlete in there, I still think everybody's pretty much moving at the same, unless somebody's like extremely out of shape or extremely feeble and old. I think everybody's pretty much playing on the same they're on the same ground. So I mean, I'm trying to think who my I'll go Jonah Hill. I'll throw skinny
I was
Jonah
thinking
Hill.
that. I want The Rock in there. Not gonna lie.
All right. I will go with
Good radio.
I'm trying to think like who would I want to see in it that would actually like make it comedically bad. I mean, I'll go Will Ferrell. So I've got Will Ferrell, OJ,
We're
and
just
Jonah Hill.
picking. We're just picking dirty white dudes plus OJ Simpson.
Well, yeah, OJ's killer, dude. He cuts up in the octagon like none other.
I've picked 2 Canadians too.
All right, fourth pick.
Vince McMahon.
That's not a bad pick. Was he was at the Triller event, wasn't he?
No.
I thought he was. There was a wrestler there, was there not?
Not Vince McMahon.
Oh, I don't know. I'll go healthy Tiger Woods.
Oh, I was also thinking Tiger Woods.
Out of the four I picked so far, if Tiger Woods like after his leg injury in this fight, he is probably the most physically fit out of anybody there. Because like OJ's old, Jonah Hill and Will Ferrell are just like they're actors. I don't assume they're great athletes.
Seth
So
Rogen will whip them all.
All right, your last pick.
Yeah, I kind of want some tag team action, so maybe throw like James Franco in there.
I'm going Dylan Palacio. Give me Dylan Palacio.
Naked.
As the homeless wrestler, though.
Yeah.
He has to go in, like, he's got his sign, his blanket, and, like, Will Ferrell goes over and taps on him, and he's like, all right, like, I'll wrestle you for $100. And then he just, like, fireman carries him through space and throws, like, Will Ferrell into Jonah Hill at 0 gravity. I think that would be awesome.
All right. What is the likelihood of OJ cutting off somebody's air supply?
Wait. So air supply. They're not wearing like air tanks, are they? I'm assuming they're going to be like a shuttle. Well, I'm assuming if you're in the shuttle, like if you see like in astronaut movies, I'm guessing the movies aren't as real as actual stuff, but like any footage from inside of like inside a spaceship, pretty much they've got they don't have to wear like the tanks. They're just kind of wearing like jumpsuits. Unless they leave the actual, I mean that would make it way better too if they're wearing like the big fishbowl heads and
someone's gonna like go missing.
That would be insane. Like so one of the fighters just drifts away into space. He loses.
You can't live stream this too. Like, can you live stream?
Oh yeah, if somebody dies, you cannot live stream it.
Can you live stream in general from space, like an actual production?
They could figure something out. I feel like where you're able to pipe the signal down. But it would be really tough. I mean, I honestly don't know how this is going to work. I honestly put this at 30% odds it actually happens.
And those are pretty good odds, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they've already got the idea. Like, it sounds like the idea is in place. That's why I'm going to give them like I'd say 25 to 30% odds. But I mean, I don't give them over 50%.
Yeah, no, I'm normally someone who bitches about ideas staying as ideas. People not trying to execute them. That is an idea that should remain an idea. Maybe make it a cartoon. Like, that'd be a pretty dope cartoon.
They should just do it on Earth and just have them go into low gravity simulators.
Go underwater. It'd be a lot cheaper.
But they even have the low gravity simulators that you could do it if you wanted to do that instead. Because if you went underwater, you need to have the air tanks and stuff.
All or nothing.
Then they're going to space.
No, or nothing.
Send them. No, I think they got to send them to space at this point.
All right. What else you got yet?
How
was last night?
Oh, last night, yeah. So J.R. Specs, two-time friend of the program, he just graduated from UConn. So he had like what did he call? Oh, he called it, instead of caps and gowns, it was wraps and gowns. Um, so he performed. Sutts performed, and Trey Breezy. Sutts is actually going to be Friday's episode. And Trey Breezy was on last week. Go check that interview out. But it was awesome. I mean, they packed out JR's basement at his off-campus house, so it was pretty cool. You had just a bunch of their classmates. I mean, it's cool to see a guy like I listen to JR's music and Trey's music, and and you do all the intro songs and stuff, so you're hearing all of it.
No, not even just that. Like I legitimately listen to him like when I drive now. Like he's out
He's
of
good. But it's crazy to see people like he goes to school with, and he's got like a little bit celebrity status up at UConn. It's so crazy to see it. Like people like he had the Getcha Geeked container of orange juice up on top of one of the speakers, and people were walking by and like taking pictures of it. Everybody was like videoing him up on stage. Same with Trey. Like it was just overall pretty cool. And I mean, JR I think got on stage for like one song with Trey and was like drenched in sweat. He ended up performing for another hour and a half. His voice was gone after. I got a couple interviews with them before they went on and stuff, so maybe post those to the YouTube. We'll see. I got some decent stuff from them performing, but overall it was pretty sick to see. Trey's a junior, and I think Sutts is a junior, so they'll still be going. But JR, like they said, I think a lot of them said JR's left a pretty good legacy on the UConn rappers and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was hard for me to go during a fight night.
I completely get it. I completely get it. Fight night is your night.
Fight weekend, dude. Thursday. Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to that conversation, but Thursday was PFL. Friday was Bellator. Saturday was UFC and Canelo, and then women's national.
Wait, you don't have to rent PFL, right?
That's
or
free.
do you? I was gonna say because that was on TV
That's ESPN.
Thursday.
Yeah,
I saw that on. I was like, I'm like, Brett's got to be watching this, or it's like a rerun or something.
No, I watched it. It was live. That was actually a very controversial main event. Like, Fabricio Werdum had a guy in like a submission. The guy taps out. The ref didn't see. The guy that tapped out like put his hips up and started hammer fisting Werdum, and then the guy that tapped out ended up winning.
How did they end up calling it a win? Like, were they able to go back and like? Right, because I don't know how like the replay in a fight like that works.
I mean, the replays, the commentators are like, he tapped, but the ref decision is what matters. I'm assuming they're gonna.
So like the ref doesn't go. It's not like the NFL where the ref goes and watches a replay and can overturn a call or something.
Well, that normally, yeah, actually, but I'm assuming.
Oh.
I'm assuming that. I think it was just because of how. I think that's because it was done. But I'm assuming they're trying to overturn it. I think they will. I think they will overturn it, make it a no contest, maybe.
That's good though.
You've heard of Kamaru Usman from UFC, the guy who his brother got freaking bullied on Thursday.
Oh, you text me. He's like he got beat up.
Yeah. And speaking of,
was there you text me about a broken nose, right?
Oh, Bellator. Yeah, MVP broke someone's nose. It's pretty dope. And then speaking of brothers, I put on my IG story. Anthony Pettis' brother, Sergio Pettis, won the bantamweight title. So it was cool, like Anthony cornering his brother and his brother winning.
That's awesome. I love that's like when Khabib coaches his brother in the corner.
Coaches his brother, his cousin, yeah.
The family fair is awesome to see in all fighting. Like I
in all
love
sports.
It in wrestling. I love it in wrestling. Like especially the one we see is when Kevin Jack coached Ryan Jack, like stuff like that is cool to see. So like that was one of the first ones I ever really witnessed. But yeah, I love
Deans.
The Deans. I forgot about that.
Dean.
I think that's
Max
just
Dean's
overall
at Penn
awesome.
State.
Did he transfer to Penn State?
At Penn State.
Wow, was he a Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guy before that?
Nope.
What was he?
Max Dean?
Yeah.
The Spartan. Cornell's wrestling club.
Oh. That's weird. I would have figured if he did transfer, he would have been a Nittany Lion guy, and like that's maybe how they would have gotten him through there.
Yeah. Originally he was saying, I'm still gonna go back to that JR Specs thing.
Yeah,
It's interesting. Like, I think the reason he was trying to give was he was fearing that Ivy League will cancel sports again. But
that's valid.
I really think there are some underlying things because I know his brother left too. So
Where did Gabe end up going?
we don't know yet. That isn't we don't know yet.
Oh, does Gabe still have eligibility?
No, but he trains under Spartan and he's a coach and he recruits for them. And he's a really good recruiter for them.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I thought you meant when he was a wrestler at Cornell, he had left.
No. No, that'd
Okay,
be
but as a
interesting.
coach, he's gone. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that would be odd, especially if his younger brother goes there and then transfers out. That would be super weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be weird. I mean, regardless, it came out of nowhere, him transferring. And then you probably saw Evan Wickes transferring out of Wisconsin. I don't know if you saw that.
Honestly, I forgot he was even still wrestling, and I like Evan Wick. I'm curious as to where he'll land.
I would guess Minnesota. I think he's been trending with them on the off season.
That would be pretty cool to see him in the maroon and gold singlet.
I
would
love
like
Minnesota.
to see that.
I'm a big
Minnesota's mats and singlet are sick. I think like just all their whole gear, especially when they go. Like Gable would wear the white shoes with the gold Nike swoosh. That was awesome. Like a sweet look. Gable had all the drip in the world when he was wrestling at Minnesota. Too bad he's never going to wrestle ever again after this year.
Hopefully that changes.
I really hope that changes. I would be devastated if he doesn't wrestle again.
Yeah. I'm going to send you that broken nose, but Bellator was really good too. Anthony Rumble Johnson had his first fight in like 4 years. He almost got a TKO in the first round, and he came back knocking the guy out in the second round. So now that means the quarterfinals are done for the light heavyweight tournament. And then I watched the whole UFC prior to the Canelo fight. So, because I care about both of them.
Gotcha.
And then women's U23 finals ended at 6-ish. So I've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the juniors was Friday, cadets were Saturday, and then today was U23. Big story out of that was the Blade sisters, Kennedy and Karina. They're just so nasty, man. Like,
yeah, they're filthy.
I know Kennedy is on both the juniors and U23, and I think Karina's in both cadet and juniors.
That's crazy.
At least juniors. I didn't watch cadets because I was watching the fighting. I got to go back and look at who won. And then, so going back to JR Specs, I respect so much that he did that kind of thing because, he doesn't just do it for the money or the idea of kind of getting money in the future. Because he sent me the picture for it and it was like free, just come, have fun. Like he just kept getting his music across. Like he's passionate about that and just getting people pumped and happy. Like I respect.
It was cool. It was like a big tribute to like his whole graduating class, which I thought was really cool. Especially like because that's where he built his music career. Like he works like with a lot of the UConn guys too, so it was kind of his way, I think, of just like his last UConn show felt like I guess the right way for him to go out.
And with that passion, like the actual passion for what he's trying to put out, it's kind of unlike the majority of people. I'm not trying to slander anybody, but he's not people that's like LA and famous and I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna.
Well, that was like the kid we had on when we were first starting the show. The
That's
interview
like
that never aired.
90% of the people.
The interview that never aired. Do you remember that? Where the kid was like, I tried to make my music not about like cars and girls and stuff like that. And then 5 minutes later, he was talking about a song that he dropped. And he's like, we got like these 2 sick cars for the music video. Like we got some girls to sit on the cars and like we're rapping in front of it. I'm like, wait, hang on. Time out, flag on the play. Like what are you talking about? Like that you literally just contradicted yourself in the span of 5 minutes. But yeah, a guy like a JR, like I think that whole UConn crew is like that, where they're just it's a very I think a very deep and talented pool of people up at UConn. So all of them are just working hard to get better versus getting flashier.
But even like the past getting better, which that he absolutely is. I
Yeah,
probably heard his early stuff, but like I said, he's the only one that I listen to in the car. Like I actually like his stuff.
right.
And no insult to Spose, but that song with him and Spose, I actually like JR better.
Yeah, that was where I like found JR from, and like because I'm a big Spose fan, and like he announced that he was doing the song with JR, and I finding JR through that was crazy because he's become I think a pretty big part of the show. Like you hear him on the intro. I'm gonna message him this week about starting the hopefully the theme song for the show, the intro, where it'll be the consistent one every week. But like him becoming a bigger part of the show. I think is definitely a good thing.
For sure. Yeah, um even personality wise, even a guy like Phoenix who's that upbeat and positive.
Yeah, we've had a good like a good batch of musicians that we've had on the show. We've gotten fairly lucky that it's been upbeat and not very flashy. I think like we haven't had a ton of guys that are like all about the flash. It's more just about their music.
Yeah. And hopefully that thing we talked about does come into fruition. We'll get more involved
Yeah,
with that. Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more or hearing and seeing a lot more from our previous artists. Kind of maybe even get like a little update, a little summer update,
that would be dope.
post pandemic update, kind of seeing if they have any shows coming up, seeing what kind of
Definitely.
yeah. All right.
But coming up this week, I mentioned we have the interview with Suts. That'll be Friday's episode. But I'm doing an interview tomorrow. I think this is actually a pretty cool one. I'm very excited.
I am too.
The Sacred Heart women's wrestling coach, Paulina Biega. I don't want to get her last name wrong. It's a tough one, but she's coming on. She actually just got hired by Sacred Heart.
It's a brand new program.
Yeah, and it's few and far of women's programs across the country, I think, which is awesome. So I'm actually excited to talk to her about just the growth of women's wrestling because wrestling is the one sport that I think guys and girls, there's really no divide within the community. I think everybody just looks at everybody as a wrestler, not as when you look at girls and boys basketball, it's girls basketball and guys basketball. Like you notice the clear divide within the community. Like I said, wrestlers are just there to wrestle and support one another, which I think is the best part of that community.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things I watch from MMA to wrestling where I'm kind of just watching so I know what happens. So I stay like
Yeah.
I legit watched the women's nationals this weekend because I legitimately cared and I enjoy watching each of them wrestle. Like they entertain. Like a lot of them are just as good as the guys. Like, and a lot of them will just have a better similar if not better career than a lot of the guys. Like those Blade sisters, I see them both on an Olympic team someday. Like
they're nasty.
Kylie Welker, she had a slow start to the U23 finals, but she's amazing. She's also 17 years old, was in the Olympic trials finals. Like these girls right now are incredible. And one thing that's really crazy to me, you know how stacked, I know we're closing, but you know how stacked New Jersey, PA, the Northeast is for wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There was not one Northeast girl who won this weekend.
Are you serious?
No, it was all maybe for cadets. I don't think there were. Definitely not juniors and U23s. They were all from California, Washington, and Illinois, Colorado for the most part.
That's a bummer. That's a big time.
I like it. I obviously rep the Northeast, but I like how diverse it kind of is.
I do like that. I'm just a huge Northeast. Like I'm a
Northeast.
Of course. Like I always show favoritism towards it. So seeing somebody not from the New England area win or from this region win, it's it definitely sucks to see.
Today I was thinking hard about where like the fall off is and the crossover. The Northeast right now is definitely so good with the guys because of how strong their folk style program is. And a lot of girls
Yep.
go straight to freestyle, and freestyle is really strong in the Northwest with Colorado and the Olympic Training Center. Illinois is really strong in freestyle, so it makes sense geographically, but it's just
Yeah,
cool. Interesting.
definitely. But yeah, I just think like especially when you were saying that the women like entertain for like UFC and stuff like that. It just overall, I think when a woman steps on the wrestling mat like or into an octagon, they know like it doesn't matter who's in their corner because a lot of the coaches are guys. Like they're just out there to earn respect, the same
Woman main
guys would
evented
do.
yesterday.
That's awesome. Like that's awesome. And I think just overall, like all of these sports are about earning respect. That guys are going out there to do it, and girls are doing the exact same thing. So I mean, there really is no difference between a guy and a girl wrestling, just because I don't know. I mean, it adds the same entertainment value. Unlike basketball, you watch the WNBA, it's boring. You watch the NBA, I'm going to be more entertained.
Honestly, how to market is very important as well. If they put out the same kind of video packages for women's basketball they did for men's, or just try to like have it more accessible, I feel like a lot of people
Yeah.
um enjoy it more or have more fans. I wouldn't be
Well, yeah,
surprised.
it's definitely a detriment when because it never makes like an ESPN 1. Like it's and I saw a stat where it's like the Jacksonville Jaguars get more viewers per one game in a year than the WNBA gets in the whole season. Like the WNBA will
That's
average
wild.
around 1 to 2 million maybe, and the Jaguars get 4.5 million a game, which is crazy to think about because one is a mediocre sports franchise, the other is an entire league. But yeah,
Also weird to
it's a
think about just because of how popular college basketball is for women.
yeah. I mean, it's because I love college basketball. I like college basketball more than I like NBA or WNBA. So like, and especially with UConn being good, like I think people in the Northeast have grown to like it a lot more because when your team's winning, it's more fun to watch. And I think kids our age grew up with them winning, so it was always a thing like women's college, like UConn women's basketball. They're playing like you're gonna watch it, but once they hit the WNBA, you can't find it on TV. Like it just kind of falls off.
Yeah.
But so yeah, this is our 71st episode, State of the Office wrapping up. Interview with Sacred Heart women's wrestling coach Wednesday, Paulina Biega. I think that's how you pronounce it. She'll probably be correcting me when I interview her, but that's fine. And then we've got our interview with Suts on Friday. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys, and thank you for listening.